Hey, friends. Melissa Bat here. We are going to be talking about the Breakthrough Challenge today. This is week 2, and I offer laser coaching. I believe I put the link inside the Real Talk Tribe community. So we have space where I should be able to get more than just 1 or 2 people coach. So if you want to hop on, there is currently only 1 person on for coaching. And so I'd be happy to add you in here. The link is inside the Real Talk Tribe community. As you can see, real quick, some housekeeping. I am not in my office. I'm actually at my grandma's house. I came last night here to my grandma's house. Oh, you're sleeping in here? I didn't know you were going to sleep in here. I'm sorry. She doesn't care. She's been up all night. So my sister came in here. She's helping take care of my grandma, and she's going to try to get some sleep now. But I didn't realize she was going to be sleeping in here. So once she goes to sleep, we may enjoy listening to her snore. I don't know. We'll see. But that's why I'm in here, and I'm standing up. I don't know that I've ever done laser coaching standing up. It'll be fun because I have ADHD. I use my hands a lot anyway. Might do a little dance for you. You just never know. But I can't move too much or all of my setup is going to fall to the ground. So welcome to my grandma's bedroom, and I'll try to stand here so Christy won't have to watch this back and see her mouth wide open, drooling. Okay. So, here we go. So this is week 2 of the Breakthrough Challenge. Today's live stream, I have no words, is really about just helping you guys get clear and continue on the path of really getting super specific in your goals, and then also the action plan. And this is where it takes, if you're in the Breakthrough Challenge, we did group coaching last week. Today is laser coaching because I want you guys to, if you can start off super strong and get your plan in the very beginning, you're already halfway there and so much further than you would be. So in today's laser coaching, you don't even have to be a paying member of the Breakthrough Challenge for laser coaching. So the link is there. Click it if you want. Be happy to talk you through your goals. This is all part of this goal setting process I call the 12 weeks to success goal setting method. It's amazing. I love it. And if this is your first time going through it, I think you will love it too. So without further ado, I'm going to go on and bring on Nikki. And if you don't know Nikki, I just talked with her. I think Saturday we did a live. This week she's in the middle of a workshop. But we're going to talk to her specifically about her goals for this round, 12 weeks, what her goals are, and then what does the action plan look like? Because sometimes even if you're not on here one-on-one with me, just hearing the process with someone else will help you. So use what I'm saying to Nikki to help you as well. I think it'll be just as beneficial. Okay. Also comment and say hi if you are here because the algorithm loves that. Okay.
Hi.
Hey, Nikki.
Long time no talk. I saw it. I just happened to see the post and I was like, oh yeah, I need to get on, either listen because I need all the help I can get.
I love that. I tell all of my one-on-one coaching clients, I'm like, if you are one-on-one coaching with me, you are automatically in the Breakthrough Challenge, and you are welcome to get on most of my one-on-one coaching clients, they get on everything because you guys know that it's going to continue to build that momentum. And a lot of times you don't know what you need until you start talking and processing it. And then it's like, oh, that's what's going on here.
Yeah.
So, do you already have your goals set for this round?
I only have one goal set, and that has to do with getting clientele for coaching, and which is why I'm doing the free workshop. So I need to be specific about what I want to do with that.
So that already, like we've got to narrow it down and get
Yeah.
way more specific. And so let's talk about this for a minute. So you like your goal, like let's have it something so tangible, so measurable, so specific, and
Uh-huh.
something that's in your control. Because
Right.
having coaching clients, getting coaching clients isn't necessarily something that, I mean, you can control a lot of it. There are things that
Yeah.
you can do that's going to get you coaching clients, but like just saying you have a goal to get coaching clients, like we can be way more specific. And so I want to help you get
Right.
way more specific. So, have you done a brain dump already of all of the things that you want to do that will help you get coaching clients?
I've done a brain dump and I've started implementing those, some of those, and that is some social media examples of how coaching with me would benefit the clientele or the customer. Um, I've been doing more instead of podcasting when I'm interviewing. I've been starting to implement me talking about,
You're building that authority.
yeah, on different subjects on how I can help the customer with to if they live with the depression, anxiety, how I can help them put some routines and measures in place so they can deal with those things when the situation gets worse, or something comes up and kind of sideline lines them. So those are the two big things I've been doing. um, I've had a couple since my Facebook page has, like, I've gotten close to 30 new followers in the past month, which has been the biggest jump I've ever had. I'm wondering if I should maybe reach out to those people with a personalized message. No, don't do that.
Yeah,
Or
I wouldn't do that unless they're reacting or responding. Like if they comment, like look at ways to organically and authentically like create conversation.
okay,
Hold on, the dog's wanting in here.
okay,
Um, if example they're like, oh my gosh, thank you, I so needed this, then reach out and be like, hey, I would love to chat with you more to see how I can help you. Send me a message, like
okay. Only if
that.
they reach out first in
Yeah,
that
or
kind of a manner.
comment or engage, like I wouldn't like cold message the people that are following you. Sometimes that is something that is taught, but I think that you can do well without going that route. And
Mm-hmm.
I just wouldn't go that route. I don't think it's going to serve you as much as some other things would. And that is like, example, I want you to think about like people are lined up at the door waiting to coach with you.
Mm-hmm.
And if they're lined up at the door waiting to coach for you, do you have time to go in and like connect and DM all of those people that just sent you a follow?
Mm-mm.
No, you're
Mm-mm.
busy. You have coaching clients. And so I know currently, like we're just at the beginning of your coaching business, but there's
Mm-hmm.
there's there's just more high priority, higher value, better use of your time that will
Mm-hmm.
not only serve you but will serve them.
Right,
And
right.
so I would focus on, well, okay, let's get back to the goal. Bring it back, Melissa. I want you to think about like the specific things that you can do. Like example, the workshop, right? So you're doing
Yeah.
the workshop now. Maybe you
Yes.
try to get one more workshop in before the end of the 12 weeks. I know you sent me dates and they were in May, but I'm challenging you to try to figure out a way to get it in the 12 weeks to do it again.
So look at April is.
I would look at like 6 weeks from now, minimum
Okay.
or maximum. Like I would do it 6 weeks from now or sooner.
Okay.
And then I think one thing that you could do with that is like, okay, your goal is to serve as much as you possibly can and give value in all the ways that you possibly can. So start looking at, okay, well, I'm going to do the workshop one more time. You just plug that in, you do it. If you wanted the workshop to be a goal all on its own, I would approve of that. But some of the other things may be like reaching out and being a guest on other people's podcasts so that you're borrowing other people's audiences. That is something that a lot of people, I'm not quite sure, but a lot of people don't want to do that. And I almost feel like for me, I borrowed people's audience without even realizing I was borrowing people's audience
Yeah.
because I just wanted to help them and cheer them on and tell everybody about them and support
Yeah.
what they were doing. And so I'm like, hey, like come talk to me or whatever, or like, hey, let me talk to you. I will, I'll come do this for you. And so in that, I think like if you can look at that and be like, okay, maybe 6 times within the next 12 weeks, you are going to be the guest in someone else's, like for someone else's audience.
Okay. Yeah.
That could be something that you can see is definitely going to help you as well, right? And then from there, you may look at what are some of those bigger things on your list that you are doing that you know is going to help you build that audience.
Well, so like the workshop, I'm recording my sessions. So I'm hoping to break that video down into little tiny shorts
Mm-hmm.
and to spread those out across social media because, you know, I'm someone who has attention deficit and I do better with short videos.
Right.
And I know that it would benefit other people too. So, but that's like a big job to do with one video is to go in and create a bunch of shorts
Yeah.
with it.
So if you wanted that to be, I would maybe take like, that could be a goal in of itself.
Yeah.
The goal would be to create 3 shorter videos in the 3 shorter videos, 3 clips from each day's workshop so you can use them later. And so then look at like week 1, I'm going to do day 1. Week 2, I'm going to
Right.
do day 1.
And even my video that I did a few weeks ago that I thought was really good is Are You Worth It? And do it to that one too.
Yeah.
So,
That would
but
be a
yeah, doing
great
the
goal.
work, yeah, but yeah, doing the workshop would be a great another goal that I can do.
So with that, I would just maybe have a goal of like creating reels inside of or shorts inside of your videos. And then what's the highest priority? You have 12 weeks. So I would
Mm-hmm.
say week 1 and 2 is focusing on day 1,
Mm-hmm.
right? If there's 4 days.
Yes, 4 days
So if there's 4 days, that means you have 3 weeks per
per
day.
video.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah.
And then boom, done.
Shorts per video.
So now you have 2 goals. One
Okay.
is
Yeah.
utilizing other people's audiences and getting like in front of new people. And that doesn't have to be on social media. It can be, I know you're an introvert, but like going somewhere and meeting new people. you
Well,
know?
I have to leave my house.
You don't have to. Social media works, but you
Yeah.
could. But that would be your second goal, right? Like just
Okay.
getting in front of people. How can you get in front of more people and how can you tell them, like, hey, I'm Nikki, I'm a life coach. I help women who are struggling in the funk, in the pit, and are in survival
Hmm.
mode. Time to get out of it. It's okay. It could happen here too. We love dogs. So anyways, that practice saying that. Say it real quick for me if the dog stopped barking.
She did.
Okay.
Um, I don't know, like locally go to places.
Yeah.
Oh my, Melissa.
You could go to a networking event. Have you went back to church yet?
I visit.
Well, we're still working on that. So maybe
I
that's how
know.
God's going to open some doors.
Well, it better be a big door with a free ride there. So I no, that is so weird that you brought that up because I was thinking about that the other day. I kind of just got busy with everything else. But I mean, I'm still doing my other stuff, listening to the Bible and doing my prayer journal and things like that. But
Isn't that interesting? You're like, that's so weird that you said that. Maybe that's God reminding you, hey, don't forget,
I
I'm calling you
know.
to get back into the church building.
Yes, I hear you. Okay. I will keep
She
thinking
said,
about that.
Tammy says, I think it is funny, Melissa. You know that going to a networking event would be hard for you too. Absolutely. And it was on my list and was what I was doing in 2020. I made a commitment to do it and I was going to suck it up and do it. And then I had to pivot. So during the pandemic, I grew my audience. And now I'm at a place where I don't necessarily need to meet new people because I have people. And so, yes,
Well, I
I
have
was
people too, but I'm
they're
talking
not
to them
paying
right
you.
now.
They're not paying you.
I know.
Christy, she's feeling nauseous. Um, Zofran. Zofran? Yeah. That was a 15-minute nap. That's about what she gets. Okay, so yes, but I do thank you for calling that out, Tammy, because I absolutely did not want to do that, but I was willing, and I still am willing, especially now that I got my driver's license again. Hallelujah. Um, Anyways, our goal is to get you in front of people so that you can tell them that you're a life coach and who you specifically want to help. And
Yeah.
then they, maybe they don't need you, but they know someone that does. Like, hey, I'd love to refer you to this person. So, and it
Right,
doesn't
right.
necessarily have to be a networking event. For me, it looked like saying yes and going to a women's event at my church. For you,
Mhm.
it's just going into the building of the
Mhm.
church. Like that's a big
Mhm.
step that God, first of all, is calling you to do anyway. Um,
Mhm.
but will bring you those people. But I also think that right now I need you to practice and say the words that I just told you to say.
Well, you'll have to repeat them because Fiona lost her mind at that moment. I
Okay.
didn't hear all of it.
So, hey, I'm Nikki. It's nice to meet you. I'm a life coach. I love to help women who are struggling with their mental health, with anxiety, depression, in the pit, survival mode, and are ready to get out of it. That's what I said, but you have to make it your
Oh, hi, I'm Nikki, and I'm a life coach, and I am here to help women who struggle with depression and anxiety and to help them get out of the funk that they're in.
own. Okay, so in that, I want you to now say it again, and you got to say it
Okay.
from that conviction.
Hey, Melissa, this is Nikki.
Hey, it's nice to meet
I'm
you,
a
Nikki. What do you do?
I'm I'm a life coach and I help people who struggle with depression and anxiety, and I am here to offer you my help and coach you and give you the tools and the routines that you can work on so that you can live with this but yet still function as a successful adult.
Okay, well, that was really long and very clunky. You're going to
Well,
need to.
yours was long too.
It was, but I would keep it like, and I would also say something about like, I love helping those who have gone through a situation that has called like that
Like,
they had no control over.
yeah.
Um, that would be really good for you to talk about as well because that's
Mhm.
so specific. When you say something so specific, people automatically think of somebody. Oh,
Mhm.
you mean so and so who um, just got a divorce because she just
Mhm.
found out, this whole thing happened, or so and so
Mhm.
who her child won't talk to her anymore. Like all of
Mhm.
those kind of things, which and
Yeah.
understand. And basically, you just want to help people get out of bed when they're
Yeah.
struggling and don't want to leave their bed.
Okay.
See how
So,
simple that
hi.
is?
Yeah. Yeah, but I need to practice saying it like you said.
Yeah.
So, hi, I'm Nikki. I'm a life coach and I help people who are struggling with depression and anxiety. And I suffer from depression and anxiety. And a few years ago, I had a falling out with a family member. And so I
You
decided,
don't have to tell them all that.
okay,
It's
I
not,
just I
they'll
just keep
ask
talking
more
and talking.
questions. Yeah. So you have to like get better at the pause and just letting it be.
Yeah, okay.
So, like, hey, I'm Melissa. I'm a life coach. Specifically, like, I love helping women who have been struggling to get out of bed in the funk, in the pit, on the hamster wheel, and are really struggling in their life.
Mhm.
That's it.
Okay.
So then, like, more than likely, what will happen is they'll be like, oh my gosh, that's so cool. How did you get into that? What made you decide that? And
Yeah.
then you would say, to be honest, I've been coaching women my entire life. Everyone comes to me for help. And one day I just realized that, like, this is what I was meant to do. And I also struggled
Mhm.
with my own mental health.
Yeah.
And then they'll be like, oh, you've struggled with it too? And then you can, you know, keep talking about
Mm.
it. But I also think that getting you used to saying it and recognizing that you're going to butcher it for a few times, it's going to be okay. It'll be okay. The
Well,
goal
when I'm
is,
not like overly thinking about it, it comes out a lot better.
yeah. But my guess is you don't even allow yourself to be in a position where you're being
Mm-mm.
asked regularly, hey, what's your name? What do you do?
Yeah. Yeah. Like
So,
there's been several opportunities that have come up for me to talk about it, but because it's a work situation, like I'm at work,
yeah.
I keep them separated, right?
Hmm.
And like you said, I don't go anywhere. I go to my book club and I go visit my mom. So any adult interaction that I get through like you guys in the group and stuff. So I definitely need to get back out and among the herd.
Baby steps. Go to
Yeah.
church. That's what God is calling you to do. And first of all, when you are walking in obedience,
Mhm.
you will have the favor of God.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
like you won't even
Yeah.
have to say anything and people will be like, "Oh my gosh, I just heard about you." When
Oh,
I
yeah.
like I can't tell you how many times, like so many times we're trying to do it on our own and focusing on social media or whatever. And
Right.
when I quit 31 and knew I was going to go all in on coaching, and then God said, "Okay, now I want you to stop posting on Instagram and stop showing up in your stories." And I was like, "What? How am I going to stop doing that? You just like I just quit. I need money. I need coaching clients. I got to be talking and telling people and all the things." And in that obedience of me doing that and surrendering it, I had
Mhm.
people refer people to me that I hadn't talked to for years.
Oh, okay.
And they sent me someone, and then that person sent someone, and before you knew it, like the income wasn't the same, but it was enough for me to get by at the time, um,
Mhm.
and get started. And because I knew, like, when
Okay.
I quit 31, we had already downsized, so I didn't need to make the same amount of income. I think I needed to make like $2,000 a month. So if I could make
Right, right.
$2,000 a month, it would be good. And God provided, but I was
Right.
obedient. So with your goals, we now have two goals. The
Mhm.
third goal, I want to not be business related. I want it to be fun or something for health wellness. I don't care, but something more in that like nurturing side of you.
Well, okay, so my third, I knew that I wanted this to be a goal, so I'm trying to keep it PG rated, but just to spend more time with my husband. So,
Okay. So that's a great goal.
yeah.
And so if you haven't listened to the last two podcast episodes with Nikki, it'd be really good for you to listen to. You're Nikki, Natasha. The last two episodes with Natasha. It would be really helpful because that's talked about a lot. But also, so with that being the goal, you may be like, okay, like I don't want to schedule it.
You have to,
Schedule it.
yeah.
And think of like, like what is it going to be like? How am I going to do it? And instead of just like, okay, tonight's the night,
Yeah.
initiating and
Right.
making
Well,
it really
that,
fun, preparing.
well, I, so I like put clean sheets on the bed, so everything's nice and clean and shower, and but I do need to work on being the initiator. Like I don't do that in that at all. So
I always say it's hard to be the initiator when someone's always asking. that's, what, that's what I tell my husband. But I am going to work. I'm
well,
working on initiating also.
so well, I mean the suggestiveness, you know.
Yeah. Um,
That is something I do need to work on because
that's such a great goal because how many women specifically, men do it too, I'm sure, but like they're just going through the motions.
mhm. Yeah.
Like brushing my teeth. Here I
Yeah.
am, you
Take
know?
me.
So that's such a great goal. So
Hopefully it won't take too long tonight.
think about your action plan for that. Can you see
Okay.
how to create the plan and, like week 1, we're going to do this. Week 2, we're going to do this. Week 3, we're going to do this. You see it. You've got it all planned out, don't you? That's what that look is for. I love
I
it.
know. I'm getting hot
You
over
don't have
here.
to tell me the plan. I just need to know there is a plan.
Okay, I've got a plan.
Okay, awesome. Good job. Sometimes all you need is to put on a sexy lingerie. Hey, sometimes all you have to do is shave your legs or just put on some like
Hey, great
newer
tip.
panties versus
If you
the
haven't shaved your leg, put a bunch of like maybe like oil or lotion. It
you'll
kind of
never know.
helps.
Oh, I will tell you though, this is one thing that I did a while back because I realized like there is nothing sexy about what I normally sleep in. And so I threw out like a ton of the stuff that I was sleeping in because I'd sleep in like old t-shirts, I had paint on
Yeah,
it.
I
Um,
did too. I
I
did
threw
too.
out all of my underwear, first of all, that I couldn't stand, that I kept in the drawer. Why, I don't know. I don't have a period anymore, so it's not even for that, you know, like some of us
Yeah.
have period underwear. We have our good underwear.
Yeah.
Um, anyways, I threw all of that out and was like, I'm
Mhm.
gonna buy nice pajamas. I'm gonna
Yep.
buy nice underwear.
Yeah.
I'm going to like think about like the okay, so this is part of the like so you this is your plan, and then
Mhm.
week 1, week 2, this is week 2, week 3 comes and you're doing the evaluating process because the evaluating process is just as important as the plan. So you'll look and be
Mhm.
like, okay, on a scale of 1 to 5, how did I do? What did I do well? What could I have done
Mhm.
better? What worked?
Yeah.
Um, and so in that, you will start recognizing, okay, well, I really like something is still holding me back from being able to be fully present.
Mhm.
What can I do to allow myself to be fully present? Because this is my, I mean, I'm talking to myself now. This is a
Oh,
serious struggle.
I
Um,
know exactly what you're talking about because even Glenn knows it. He's like, I know you're thinking about all the stuff that you got to do because you're not even paying attention.
yeah.
You know.
So, some of the things that you may recognize in that evaluating process is first of all, how to communicate with your husband and say like, "Hey, we're going to need to go to bed a little earlier because when you wait until 1 o'clock in the morning, I'm done. Like, I am tired. I like we need to do it because a lot of the times what happens is they get our leftovers, and by the end of the day, there ain't much left over, you know, and so." How can you flip that? And that's something in the evaluation process. You may be like, okay, so maybe instead of doing it, we do it before dinner,
Mhm.
something like that, where
Mhm.
you're just tweaking it, or you recognize that you and him spending time talking beforehand really helps you
Yes.
feel um, loved, cherished, and
Right.
more willing to engage.
Mhm.
That doesn't mean that he will, and that's whole like episode 15 to 16 on the podcast where we talk about that. But
Yeah.
having those conversations, and for me, I was like, one of the things I started doing is like, okay, I'm gonna go to bed and like put some lotion on, and I'm gonna try to start relaxing ahead of time,
Mhm.
so when he comes to bed, I'm ready, and
Yeah.
I'm not
Yeah.
still thinking through my to-do list. I need to do this, I need to do that. Like that part is done,
Right.
and I can be fully present.
Yeah,
So,
that's good advice because usually when I'm first laying down, I still got all that stuff going on through my head,
yeah,
you know.
yeah, music, play a little
Oh
music,
yeah.
do a little date night, get some chocolate covered strawberries. If you live near me, I could have got you some because my kids did a fundraiser. I bought 3 dozen for myself.
Okay.
Yeah. Anyway, so the other thing, like for your other two goals, is the same thing. You want to do that evaluation process. So each week you can say, like, are you at a 1 or a 5? 5 is A plus.
Mhm.
Anything less than a 3 or less is technically almost failing, because if you
Right.
think, and that's why I do 5 instead of 10, because I want 5. You're either at a 3, which is 60%,
Yeah.
80%, 100%, or you're at
Yeah.
40, 20. You know what I mean?
Oh,
So
yeah.
in that, if you're not hitting 4s and 5s, you really have to look at like what can be different. And it's the same way with like exercise. If you know that you want to walk every day and you have planned in your schedule, no, you're going to walk 3 days a week. And it comes to the end of the week and you're realizing you still aren't, you're not getting it done. You have to
Mm-hmm.
evaluate and be like, okay, well, how, don't derail from the plan or change the plan
Mm-hmm.
completely. It's about tweaking the plan and then saying, okay, well, one thing I've noticed is I'm waiting till the end of the week to get it done. So instead of
Yeah.
waiting to the
Yeah.
end of the week, let me try to really plan to get it done Monday and Tuesday.
Yeah.
So
Just like that Mark Twain quote, he said, if you wake up and eat the frog first thing in the morning, then the rest of the day is easy.
yeah.
If
Is
you
that
do
Mark
that hard.
Twain? I thought that was someone else.
I thought it was Mark Twain because he said frog. I don't
Hmm.
know, but somebody smarter than I did said that. So
Yeah. So in that, it's helping you see like, okay, so then another thing would be like, why am I procrastinating? If I keep saying I'm going to do it in the morning and I'm not getting it done in the morning, like why am I not doing it? And
mm-hmm.
maybe it's the mindset. Maybe you got to flip the script there. Maybe it's
Yeah.
just you realize that you don't enjoy doing it. And so then you have to ask yourself, how can I make it more fun? Like maybe you think you're going to go to the gym every day or 2 days a week. And then first thing in the morning, you're like, I hate going to the gym. Well, just because you hate going to the gym doesn't mean you can't still move your body. Maybe it just
Right.
means turning on some music and doing some dance, moving
Yeah.
your body, dancing for a while.
I'm more comfortable moving around in my living room than I am going to the gym. So,
Yeah. So, like, those
but
are examples, not just for you, but those who are watching, how you can see,
yeah.
when the evaluation process is so important. And so, when, platinum members, you will get a check in today. Yesterday, I was supposed to do the check in, but I wasn't planning on being here quite so soon. But you got to do what you got to do. And so I just had to come. And I thought I'd get it done last night, and I just didn't
It's
get it
fine.
done.
It's all good.
So, but platinum members will get check-ins every week. That's like, hey, how are you doing? When I say, how are you doing? I'm not just like, hey, how's it going? No, I want to know, like, that's your accountability for your
Mm-hmm.
goals. It's not like, I'm not going to say like, how about goal 1? How about goal 2? How about goal 3? I just want you, like, that's your, if you hadn't evaluated yet, it's time to evaluate. And
Right.
I also want you guys all to take that initiative and reach out to me. Platinum members have Voxer access. So if you're seeing that you're constantly a 3 or below, something's up. You need to get on. You need to get on a call. You need to at least do Voxer back and forth if you can't get an unstuck session so we can figure out what's going on. Because most likely it's just some little tweaking that needs to be done. And when we are in the goal, sometimes it's really hard for us to see these other things around that could just be tweaked slightly and get the same results. Okay, so Shonda, I see you in there. Are you ready for some coaching? I'm going to look for you to nod your head. Oh, Nikki left. I wasn't going to make her leave. I'm going to add you to the stream. Hey, hey.
Hey.
I was looking to see if you were going to raise your hand or be like, yeah, I'm ready. But I didn't see that. So I was like, am I supposed to add her? Not add her. So how are you doing? I haven't gotten a chance to look at your Voxers today, but I
Today
know
was
they
just
were
a
like,
mass. Today was just a mass panic because internet went down at 11:30.
oh. So how are things, like, how are you on your goals? This obviously isn't your first time through the goal setting, like this process for the breakthrough challenge, nor was it Nikki's, but each time I think we get better and better at doing and working through the process and getting the goal more specific. So, do you mind like sharing a little bit about what your goals are?
Okay, the one I had for the business, I've determined that I'm just going to worry about getting my blogs done.
So you're
And
not worried
so
about the software change?
I am, but there's a lot of pieces of the puzzle that all have to come together. So that might not hit till the next 12 weeks.
Okay, good.
I
So you're
just want to have
focusing
all
on
this
what you
stuff done,
can control.
prepared, so I can dedicate that time to it, because they're telling me, it's not easy getting there, but once we get there, it will be good.
Okay, so tell everyone what your business is, especially because we do have a lot of Indiana, Delaware County, Randolph County. I don't know all the others, but go on and tell people what you do in case they need your help.
I'm a partner in Barnes Sewer and Septic. We're a portable restroom and septic tank pumping company. And I'm the third generation, and we've brought my son, the fourth generation, in the last 2 years.
Awesome. Where do you serve? Like what counties?
All of Randolph, all of Jay. We get into a little bit of Adams County. We do Eastern Delaware County, Northern Wayne County, and in Darke County, Ohio, we go to Greenville, so the Western Darke County.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so if you need your septic tank pumped, she's your girl. She will hook you up. Or if you need some portable restrooms, right?
Yes,
Did I say it right?
Yes, that's correct.
Okay.
In this is our 3rd year. We now have a portable restroom trailer for weddings and special events and things like that. It's a 3-stall with 2 women and 1 man.
That's awesome. Okay. So in your goal, I love that you recognize like you weren't to the place, like it's still all over the place with the software. And so you're recognizing there's not a whole lot in there yet that you can control. That's what I hear you say.
Yeah, I have reached out to him and I said, okay, is there steps that I can be working on my software to be ready when we're ready to go and on board? So they're supposed to be sending me a spreadsheet to start working on that as I have time.
Okay. So good job on recognizing what you can control and what you can't control, because so many times that's part of the clunkiness of goal setting, because we focus on what we can't control and then we're like, why is this not happening? Right?
Right.
So the blog setting is something that is very, did I say the blog setting?
Yeah.
The blog posting.
The blog post.
Okay. And the writing of the blogs, like that is something you can control. You can very easily, I don't want to say easy, but you can plan for that. Week 1, you're going to do this. Week 2, you're going to do this, and kind of create that plan. How are you feeling pretty confident about your plan? Do you already know what you're doing week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4?
I'm just going to try and write a couple each week. I haven't got my titles. I have my industry magazines laying here. My daughter keeps saying, can't we throw those away? I'm like, no, that's where I get my ideas from. So once I get through those, then I can purge those.
Gotcha. So what I would recommend is like week 1 is to brain dump titles, like going through those, putting them all in a document.
That's what I did last year.
Okay. Do you already have that done then?
I don't have it done for this year.
Okay. So that could be week 2. So then it's okay, when in this week am I going to actually have time to do it? And am I going to only do like 10? Like, what does that look like for you? So
I tried last year to post one
it.
blog on Tuesdays every other week. And by the end of February, I would like to have scheduled out a few months, but before we get in the busy season in April, I want to have them at least through the 4th of July done.
Okay. So how many do you need to write each week?
Well, you got 52 weeks in a year, so I need to write 26 for the year, so approximately 13 to get through a quarter.
Okay, so you have 13 to write.
Yep.
So in that 13, how many are you gonna? It's almost one a week,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
So also, I want to tell you this. This is for anyone else. I haven't done this yet, but I've heard about it and I'm still doing the research or whatever, but I've heard great things about it. I just haven't needed it because I already have so much content, which I'm guessing you do too. We know we can repurpose some of the content, right?
Right.
So instead of starting from scratch, we can kind of repurpose some of that content, update it, and post it again as a new blog or new post or whatever. But what I wanted to tell you was, have you heard yet about Chat GPT?
No.
Okay, so Chat GPT is basically like AI for content. So, and I haven't actually went to the website to see how much it costs. I'm assuming there's going to probably like a lower level and a higher level, but you would type in, like, you put a topic and it will write it for you.
Okay.
And so you could put like maintaining your septic tank as the title or topic, and it would throw out, 10 topics and content around those topics all at once. For those that not you, but for anyone else who's watching, I just want to share this. Like, what I've heard is, like, let's say you are a nutrition coach. You could put in there these, like, create a meal plan for, I guess it doesn't even have to be a nutrition coach. You could just do it for yourself. But a meal plan for someone who is gluten-free and is trying to stay under, like, this criteria. And it will not only give you recipes for the week or the however long, but it will also give you a grocery list if you ask, with all the things you would need to get from the store. So same thing with like exercise. Like, you want slow, like gentle exercise. You could just say that and it could write an entire exercise plan for you without you having to take the time and write it all out. Now, I wouldn't just take it for what it is. Obviously, I would kind of use that as a guide and then like make it yours. But that is something that is available now. And for those of us who write content, it's kind of like, I think you should use it sparingly, because you don't want your message to end up being the Chat GPT artificial intelligent people or whatever their message. But for some things, I can definitely see where it would be beneficial and serve us well as content creators.
Okay.
I think there might also be a wait list. But again, I haven't really looked into it a lot, but I've heard a lot of people talking about it, a lot of people sharing how it could work. And so it would be worth looking into, maybe. But honestly, for you, I think it would be more of a distraction because you already have content. So instead of going to this AI content, you could probably just use some of your own content from the past to change it up. Do you have, what's your other goals?
Getting the stories about the business on paper, and I've already started a list for the titles and thoughts about the stories.
Okay. Sorry, I'm gonna plug this in. So do you feel pretty solid about the plan for that one?
Yes.
Okay, good. Let me see if I can get this plugged in without. This is so old school. I don't think. What's so old school? There isn't a third prong for the plug-in. That's so weird. Anyways, we are almost done. Surely it won't go dead yet. I just got the warning and was like, oh shoot. Let's see what I got. 7% remaining. Any questions on that goal, the evaluation process for the other goals, or your third goal?
The third goal, I'm just progressing with the previous for my health with the drinking water, stretching, and then I want to add meal planning.
Okay. And what does that look like weekly with baby steps?
I'm going to start by trying to wash the produce and stuff when I get home with it, so that it's just ready to eat. Trying to have some cooked hamburger or some cooked sausage and stuff ready that can go in other meals. So just doing baby steps like that. And then
that is so good. Like those are two things that I did. Like, if I'm gonna, I don't know why this was so, and actually, like, my son doesn't do this, and his girlfriend, my other son's girlfriend, doesn't do this. But one of the things that I do is, like, I never cook just like, if I have a big old thing of hamburger and I only need half of it, I still cook the whole thing because I know I'm going to use it that week for something, right? And so I intentionally do that. It amazes me how many people did not do that. Like, they would save it. And I'm like, I hate washing skillets. If I can only have to wash it one time, like, hallelujah for that. And so that was a huge game changer when I started kind of cooking it like that. Same thing with chicken. Instead of, like, which I always have a lot of people in my house, but I never cook just like one chicken breast or two chicken breasts. I'll go on and cook it all because I know it will get eaten one way or another.
Yeah.
And so, like, those little things are so good. Also, I don't know if it was the last success or the breakthrough challenge group coaching where I talked about the jars.
I bought some of those salad jars and stuff.
Okay. So did you know that, like, keeping your strawberries and celery and stuff like that in jars lets them stay, like, fresh way longer?
Yes.
Okay. I did not know that. And when I made that change, mind blowing how long it actually will last.
Yeah. I bought some sealed containers for the fridge too, besides the salad. So they just arrived a while ago. So
good. So one question I have for you is, when you are doing the evaluation process of, like, okay, did I do it? Did I not do it? What are the things that are going to get in the way? Do you know already? Like, look at the things now so you can kind of try to prepare so those things don't hold you back. Example, I don't want to go to the store. So what can you do so that, like, maybe you order it online and just pick it up in the parking lot, or you have it delivered to your house, or you have someone else pick it up and bring it home. That's one thing that will always hold me back if I let it, because I hate to go to the grocery store. And another one would be my kitchen's not clean. I don't want to clean vegetables and fruit in a dirty kitchen. And so I have to make sure that, because of what will happen is I'll go to the store, I get home from the store, and I'm too tired to clean the kitchen to be able to then clean the, vegetables and prep and all of that. And so then it's just going to go in the fridge, and I'm going to say, I'll do it tomorrow, and tomorrow never comes, and half of it goes bad because I never did anything with it. You'll recognize some of those things in the evaluation process, but looking at those things now may help you see where you could get hung up before you get hung up.
I know on the writing the blog, I found out last time that it's not my thing and I had to be in the mood to do it. But if I did it first thing of a morning, I was better.
You're more creative in the morning.
Yeah.
Yeah. That is huge. Like just recognizing those things. So many times we're going through the motions, and as